The bottom lane one trying to use the momentum of the high lane. Dylan Wilson gets his nose out front. Gregory's not ready to give it up just yet. Now he'll backpedal up.
Late model feature, and it was a good one. Dylan Wilson works his way by the 21 of Monty Cox, and then he holds him off.
I wouldn't want it to end any other way, but that was just awesome side-by-side racing. It's just classic Hickory for you.
I don't want to say anything out of my place here, but you can't expect much from people that run 18-second laps. But, you know, they just stopped right here. I'm not sure what was going on.
And on the outside, working both sides of the street, coming through turn 4 to pick up his first ever late model stock car win at Hickory Motor Speedway.
You know, we fought hard and was patient, and luck was on our side tonight. We caught the cautions right. A couple of them got sent to the back, and I put this piece in victory lane, man. I couldn't be more happy for all my guys. And
real quick, where can they hear you talk about this race later on this week?
Tuesday night, 8:30, Windshield Deep Podcast on Facebook. We'll be talking all about it, and I'll probably be whining a little bit, but I'll still be promoting the short track racing industry. So tune in and join.
All right, live here for what is this now? Week 15, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Too many.
Yeah, a lot of weeks, but we're happy to be here. We've got a nice live audience tonight, which is different.
It's a first. We're gonna give it a shot.
We haven't really planned through all this yet, so bear with us. It's pretty typical stuff from us. We just kind of wing it. But anyway, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. We have a lot of racers and fans and all sorts of good stuff here that's gonna come hang out with us tonight. And they're already back here laughing at stuff, so I believe we're off to a good start. So anyway. Yeah, I mean, you're hearing all sorts of good stuff in the background here. So, anyway, this past weekend, I raced at Hickory.
The first Windshield Deep host W of the year.
Yeah.
We had Carroll's already won several this year, so I guess that was the first Windshield Deep win. I don't think, has Setzer won any this year? He did win the big race at Greenville. So we've got a couple of Windshield Deep wins, but Dylan put it in victory lane. I wasn't there. I didn't get to celebrate afterwards. I was at the beach celebrating my girlfriend's 21st birthday, so I missed out on that. But
well, we did celebrate. So
there was a celebration afterwards, I do believe.
Have a nice celebration, so that was a plus. It was a good race. We started 4th. We ran, I don't know, we didn't really have to pass many cars because I got around the guy in 3rd on the initial start of the race. I used the old high side tickler move.
Dylan Wilson, high side tickler.
Yeah, well, anyway.
I think that's already a name. We can't take somebody else's name. We'll have to think on that one.
Well, we used the high side and got around and made our way to 3rd place. And
just
then
fondled it a little bit.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, we and then a caution came out. We ended up getting around into 2nd place after the restart, and eventually found ourselves in the lead after another restart. We had really good starts all night, so that worked. I guess some experience paid off racing against some younger guys. We was able to get really, really good starts all night, so that was good, and I believe that carrying a little bit of momentum now, which is nice. Nothing screwed up.
Put the old Blondies, One Designs wraps, Chevrolet in victory lane.
Put her in victory lane. Finally, it's been a drought. I haven't got to race much the last couple of years, so it felt good to get back to victory lane.
Well, usually when you're racing every week, once you get that first one under your belt for the year, they seem to come a lot more. So
yeah. So hopefully they happen a lot more often throughout the rest of this year. But there's another guy that was on last week that we just mentioned, who's also here tonight, who
won again.
Yeah, guy went and won first, so we kind of called it. You know, if we had the funds to go back and do a rewind from last week and go back and watch that part, but
still don't have the ability to do that quite yet.
We can't do that, but if you want to, you can go back and watch last week's episode, and you can see us predict the future. So we said on there, you heard it here first.
We do palm readings.
We are going to go win.
Real quick, we do palm readings for $10 a piece.
Yep.
If you want your future read.
$10 plus shipping if you want your future read. So do all that good stuff. So yeah, we did put them both in victory lane, so that felt good. Landon, you were at the beach. Did you race NASCAR Speed Park or do anything?
No. Did a lot of stuff you do once you turn 21.
Huh.
We went to Broadway and got to go to a couple different clubs and had a good time and met up with some buddies down there that we game with. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do a whole lot of racing. I watched some racing, but still waiting to get back behind the wheel. I still got a little bit of waiting to do, but hopefully it's coming pretty soon. So I get to watch all y'all race until then.
Well, I'm glad that you at least get to watch us win. You know?
Yeah, well, like I said.
And you don't get to celebrate with us.
I know, I didn't even get to celebrate. I felt like I couldn't even be there in spirit.
Yeah.
So
well,
that was
regardless, was a very good day for both of us, and it was a very meaningful win for me, not only because of winning the first one in a few years, but also my aunt was battling cancer, and she actually ended up passing away yesterday. So Saturday night was, it was definitely for her, and she got to celebrate with us. I got to talk to her over the phone afterwards and all that. She's always been a big supporter. She actually watches the podcast, so I know she's watching from up above now, and maybe she can guide us to do some correct things, because we tend to do a lot of wrong things. So,
well, yeah.
But anyway.
Not always by text, but let me ask you this one thing while we're talking about you winning. I said something to you earlier, but haven't won in over a year.
It's been about damn 3
years.
Yeah,
okay, well, almost 3 years. So this man hasn't won in almost 3 years. And then I see the video from Victory Lane, and it was a very solemn Victory Lane celebration.
Yeah.
I expected there to be a lot of chaotic things happening once you exited the race car, but it was very...
I told you, man, it was emotional. I mean, I really...
Like, if I was there, I would have been throwing everything that I could possibly find at you.
All jokes aside, it was like, I mean, it really was, because my dad came on the radio, like, right off the bat. It's like, man, be sure to give Norma a shout out and all that. And, as soon as you hear that, it just runs through your mind. That's all you think about. So it was, I was trying to gather my stuff up. I was like, God dang, I don't want to get out and be crying a little bit. Not necessarily because of the win, but I mean, it was a really emotional thing. So, regardless, it meant a lot to me to be able to do that and her see it and be really happy, and being able to, her reaching out to me, which should be the least of her problems after we actually won the race. So it was really cool. And again, I'm very pleased to do that. But
well, speaking of Hickory this weekend, like we talked about, you put in Victory Lane, Justin won.
Mm-hmm.
The other twin, Thomas Bean, ended up winning.
I believe is in here right now, if I've seen correctly a minute ago.
So Thomas won. He actually sat on the pole too.
Fast as hell. Ran a 14:98.
Yeah, Thomas,
or something like that.
I'd like for you to email me your
please send us
geometry, front end geometry, please. That's mandatory to watch the show tonight.
Wheel strip for info.
But yeah, congratulations, Thomas. That's pretty cool. Also had the Cars Tour this past weekend. Bobby McCarty ended up winning there. Yeah. We'll talk about that more here in a little bit. I'm trying to think of other races that was this weekend in the short track community. I'm sure a lot of racetracks ran, but
kind of was overshadowed.
I think Mark Wirtz won this past weekend at either Langley or somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I know Mark won.
I forgot about Kingsport had a hell of a knockdown drag out. Did you see the fight?
No.
Or whatever.
I did not.
Did anybody? This is a perfect time to show the audience, Cam. So everybody, you might want to look away because we don't know what they're going to be doing. But here is the audience. Right here, they are really having a great. Obviously, it is. There's seating room only. There's standing room only. So anyway, yeah. What did you guys see the Kingsport fight?
I did not see that.
Well,
ramming each other? Okay, yeah, I did see that.
They just like this one guy was this way, the other guy was turning backwards.
Like a little lead pulley.
He nosed up against him and pushed him. Yeah.
Oh, no, they pulley and full throttled each other when that happened.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, of course.
Pollard won.
Yeah, of course. Bubba Pollard
Anderson
won super late models at Anderson, and as well as the night before.
Almost won 3 races in 3 days, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess came up a little short at Berlin, huh?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we would have definitely heard about it. But yeah, Bubba Pollard is a man on a mission. I mean, the guy ran 3 different races in 4 days and won 2 of them, so that's pretty good. Probably won. Yeah, probably won. He won what for the Cars Tour race? The $10,000. So 21 grand. Not saying it paid for itself, but it damn came close.
I'd say it paid for itself, probably.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it costing more than $21,000 to run 2 super late model races.
Wow.
Unless it's a snowball.
Yeah. That's a...
We ran 3.
Yeah, he finished second in the third one, so, I mean... Yeah, still was come out on top there.
Am I going to Carteret for the limited race? As of now, we're planning on it. We're definitely gonna get ready for it. I would love to go there and maybe test. So that would be really cool. Oh man, he finished second at Berlin. But yeah, we are going to try to go to Carteret for the 15,000 to win limited race. I think we're finally getting a little steam rolling here, so hopefully we can continue that.
That is also. Carteret has an infield bar, so we've discussed this before.
Whether or not I race in it,
Windshield Deep will most likely be there.
We will be there, one way or another, whether we're allowed or not. We will sneak in. I feel like now would be a good time to bring up our first guest. So as you see tonight, we have an open mic. So we may have somebody just come hang out.
That's another thing.
Say a piece.
With us now doing this, the Deep Hour, where everyone is welcome to come, hang out, drink a few. We had some pizza today. Chill, talk a little bit. Everyone's welcome to come. We're always going to have an open mic, so we're going to be pulling people out of the live audience to come up and talk a little bit. Anyone that watches the show is welcome to come.
Yeah.
We're going to try to do this. I don't know how often we're going to try to do it. Maybe
maybe
once
not
a
everybody, because then we'd lose all of our damn viewers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you all come, then you at least have to
share it.
You have to have at least 2 people watching to be able to come.
No, but yeah, for real. Come see us.
So I guess we're going to pull somebody out of the...
I think, since we're talking about Hickory, we're on the subject, I think we ought to bring up this week's past late model winner, Mr. Justin Carroll.
He's no... Oh, we got an applause going.
Bring up.
Got a few claps out there.
Yeah. That was a few.
So no headphones tonight. We figured that would be kind of hard, but we figured you just come up and say your piece, and you'd be in good shape. So
put it in victory lane again.
Yeah.
I talked to you last week. You were fresh off the twin W's. Well, 2 weeks ago, I guess, was that when that happened. So this is your 3rd win of this year, right?
Yep, 3rd one. It was 3 in a row. Thomas knocked that off there in the 4th one.
Yeah, well, damned old Thomas. At least he watches Windshield Deep with us, so that's good. He's in here to hang out. So.
Oh yeah, Thomas is a good guy. I have a lot of fun running against Thomas. Almost got away with getting the first one there. Luckily, got a caution, bunched us back up, and we were able to sneak by 3 wide and
it was a hell of a race.
Got the win there.
Yeah, we have a video of it. I don't know if we have it on our phone.
I'm still impressed that the guy qualified in the 1490s in June. That to me is pretty damn impressive.
I was shocked by that.
That shows you the quality of the race cars nowadays, and the how much difference racing a car with bump stops in it is than as
motor
compared
too.
And the motor package that they have now, and it's crazy. I mean, that's shitting and getting in June for sure. So. But you had a very good day. It seemed like did you even practice? Did you just show up and qualify? Did you show up and win?
We practiced. We didn't make very many laps, but we came and tested the day before. Felt like we were pretty good. So that's what testing's about. You don't need to wear it out again in practice. So I felt like we were pretty good and qualified 2nd. We went to 04, and I honestly thought that was going to get the pole there. And then Thomas went out there and laid down a lap. And he was fast all day.
Absolutely.
Sitting on the left front or right front?
Good question, Thomas. What you want to tell us anything?
Roughly, just a quick hot fire questions. We're gonna do a quick few questions here.
Rapid fire.
Pretty easy rapid fire. One, where's track bar heights at? And what size sway bar to use? Actually, we're not going to answer that.
I think it's time to go.
Yeah, man, he's out of here.
Well, as we talked about last week.
Somebody said it must have soaked them tires getting 14s.
Yeah.
Is that what you did, Thomas?
Had to have soaked them a little bit. So, Kawicki deal. We talked about that last week. Winning had to have been pretty good for it. Yeah.
Good jump.
Yeah, get an extra 10 points every time you win. Wins worth 10. So.
Wins worth 10.
Yep. So it's a little bit of extra boost on everybody else that didn't win or didn't even race, That's part of the Quickie program.
So, obviously you're going to race as much as you can and win as much as you can, obviously.
Exactly, yeah. So 3 wins now. That's 30 points right there.
Absolutely.
So. I know we talked a little earlier. after Hickory this past weekend. Tell them what's next for you.
We tried racing Ace. Let's see, 2 weekends ago, Friday night, and it rained out. So our schedule planned was to go to Hickory this weekend. I think they got either 80 or 100 lapper this weekend for the late models, but decided now, since that rained out a couple weeks ago, they're making it up this weekend, so we're going to go there for the makeup this Friday night.
So, good old Ace. We made our picks last week, and Justin was here, of course, if you watched. We made our picks for the Cars Tour race.
Thomas is in here giving us a setup.
I don't know if I trust that.
But anyway, let's see. You picked the winner correctly, which was pretty easy.
How about it? Come on.
Bobby McCarty won the race.
Dylan been bragging how he's been up in the point standings, but I've been climbing back.
Well,
the past couple of weeks been good for me.
This guy blurts out his winner pick before I even get to pick one. So
or even look at the list.
All of us would have picked McCarty. McCarty is going to run away with championship pretty quickly. He's won 3 out of 5 races in the car store against probably the toughest field of late model competition in years.
Yeah.
So the guy's obviously got his stuff going on. And how many races do you think Bobby will win this year? That'd be a good question.
What is it? How many races?
14?
14?
I think a 12 race, I think.
So 12 races, I bet he wins half of them.
Wow.
Yep.
I bet he wins 6.
I'm going to go with 5. I was going to say 6, but
3 out of 5, I'd say he wins 6.
Yeah.
I'm saying he gets one more. I'm going with 1.
I mean, you can't ever count out Barry.
They come back to Hickory and kind of.
You've got to win to defend at Hickory, so I'm assuming you're running that race.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be there for the throwback race.
Really jealous of that trophy, by the way. That's a really cool trophy. But sorry, I didn't mean to.
The throwback race, or
isn't it like a?
Oh yeah,
Winston Cup trophy?
it's an oldie.
Yeah.
It was a cool trophy for sure.
One time I got a Busch Grand National style trophy for winning Wake County, and it wasn't even throwback night. That's just what they had.
Wow,
that's pretty impressive. Yeah.
So if you want to win a Busch Grand National trophy, East we go.
Sorry, what was you talking about?
we definitely do have one to defend. The car store came there earlier this year, and we definitely didn't have our stuff where we needed to be. But we've been back a couple times. We now have us a couple wins there, and definitely got the car where we want it now. Where we had it last year, I felt like, and what we were lacking this year when the car store was there. So I think we'll be in good shape when we get back there. So I'm happy with where the car is. There's definitely some of the best competition in the car store as we're talking about right now. So it'll be tough for sure.
What do you think the hardest racetrack you've ever had to go and set up your car and work on your what is the hardest racetrack for you?
That's a tough question. I think if you're going to talk about like competition wise, I think Martinsville, would be the toughest, where everybody shows up. As for a track maybe where we're struggling and couldn't figure it out, working on the car as much as we possibly could to try to get it right, I would say is Myrtle Beach.
Really?
I've only been there once, and we struggled. We're awful. So that was probably the toughest track I've been to, I think.
One thing about Myrtle Beach is I believe that if you are running bad, you can at least run about 8 seconds off the pace and catch back up and finish decent. So.
Well, before we let Justin go, I want to remind everybody we do still have his giveaway going because I forgot to post it post
usually
show.
He blames everything on me, but this one is 100%.
I have no scapegoat here. Yeah, I did forget to post it, so I posted that yesterday with the giveaway for the shirt and the 2 koozies and the crew hat for Justin. So if you want to enter that giveaway, go to the page after the show tonight, and it is on there. I think it's right below. It'll be right below this post, actually, or this live post. So go do that, follow those rules. And Justin, I don't want to run you off. Get the hell out. You got somebody else.
It's been fun. Adios,
right,
guys.
Go back and enjoy your water. And I kind of know who I want to bring up next. He's actually up now. So he has to use the bathroom at the moment, but we are going to bring up the runner-up tire guy of the year from 2015 Hickory Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
Seth Brotherton.
Is there actually a tire guy of the year award?
Yes, there is.
There is?
Yep, and I lost that. You have to win the championship.
Oh.
And we didn't. for some reasons. Not going to be discussed. But yeah, beyond my control. But we are going to bring Seth on. No promises. This is a disclaimer before he comes up here.
Yeah. Okay. If you are under the age of 27, it's probably a good time to just turn it to Cartoon Network or something of that sort. No, just no, it won't be that bad. So we went golfing today, had a good time golfing. Came back here, ate some pizza. Seth bought us a pie. So thank God
Seth
bought us a pie. He bought us a Hershey's pie. So if anybody shows up with a pie, you will definitely be one of the first people on to talk and say your piece. So
here with the deep hour.
Yeah, with the deep hour. And like I said, this is kind of
spur of the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of like, let's just have all of our buddies over. It'd be a kind of excuse to have like a little get together, a little party, and have some good friends over, and even people that we haven't got to hang out with much.
Yeah, this is a trial run. It's going pretty good so far, but
yeah,
like I said earlier, any of you guys watching, if you want to join in next time we do it, you better pay attention to the page.
You can always look over here and see some of the guys hanging out. Obviously, some of them's weeded out, but
Stefan's going through stuff that's not his.
Yeah, Stefan's over here looking through all of our. Yeah.
Those happened like week 1 of the show.
This is me and Tyler. Everybody knows my boy Tyler. This is when the damn lead fell out. I mean, everybody knows that was the worst situation possible.
Oh.
And just so happened to fall out. But
you'll have that in big time auto racing.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just funny. We like to give Tyler hell because Tyler has been a big part of the reason why we ran great and won the race because Tyler helped us out. He went to the racetrack with me and tested, and he helped us out a lot. And it was really cool that instead of worrying so much about racing each other, we're helping each other out. So I do believe Tyler has a bright future in being working.
Before you sit down, Mr. Seth.
Seth, it is your turn, man.
I believe we
what are you doing? No, there he is. We've got Seth Brotherton on here, who is
this is his first big show appearance.
Yes, this is the biggest, the big time. You're welcome to the big time. Okay.
A few pointers here before you get started. You need to be as close to the mic as possible. You have to get almost uncomfortable with the mic so that these people here can hear.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you're good.
That is very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Weird and uncomfortable, but it works. So Seth Brotherton here is a
2015.
25-year-old?
24.
24-year-old man hunk of meat. He's a
whole lot of meat.
2015 runner-up in the best tire guy at Hickory.
Single and mingling.
That's right.
So if anybody has any
Tinder, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat.
Guy loving chicks.
A lot of males in here, but I mean, if there is a female paying attention, Seth is available.
Yeah.
Like I said, he is the 2015 runner-up tire guy of the year. Seth, it's been a few years since that happened. You honestly slacked off on me a little bit. He decided that racing was no longer important and fishing was the priority. But tell us a little bit about how you feel about being runner-up tire guy of the year and what it means to you.
I feel like if my driver would have done a little better, I would have got my plaque.
Yeah, well, you'll have that.
But I mean,
there's also
sometimes when you dump the owner's son going in turn 1 and get parts, it's hard to win a championship that way.
Well,
even though we know, tire guy of the year is just a plaque for the champion.
Damn it!
Nobody can beat Terry Ellis for tire guy, no matter what you do. Terry Ellis is always going to be the best tire guy in late model stock racing.
Terry is, and he's still. Is he still with McDaniel?
Terry Ellis is. Excuse my French. Terry is the whore of the tire guy community.
He's done tires for Dexter.
I've seen him do tires for every single late model driver but me in the tire shed because me and Seth take him head on every week. Terry is the man.
Well,
Terry's a good guy.
Seth came and hung out, and we listened to rock music before the race. That's really
that good luck charm, probably.
Yeah, Seth was my good luck charm.
I kind of like being on Dylan's crew because I don't have to do much. I just hang out. Support him.
It's because he has other people that are helping him. You just don't have to do anything.
And I get to go to Victory Lane. So
if you go with me, we have
if I go with you, I have to work my ass off and usually don't win.
We won 4 times in 2015. What do you mean? Seth is a little sour because his golf game today.
Golf didn't go good.
He beat you.
Well,
I did beat you.
I seen Seth hit a ball in the complete opposite direction of what he was aiming at today.
You'll have
multiple times.
You'll have it.
I don't know, man.
Too much power behind it.
He also
don't always
threw
go
his club
straight
in the pond.
I did almost throw my putter in the pond. Sorry, Dad. About lost your putter. I know you're in here watching.
Missed
so
the pond. It was a very narrow.
About
miss.
6 feet from the pond. I'd have had to buy you a new one, I guess.
Speaking of good luck charms, it's kind of it is on subject, but this weekend before the race, after I got done, we got there early, went and parked our stuff and mingled a little bit, and I walked back out and down where they keep some crash derby cars. I was just sitting there and hanging out, and I seen a piece of paper on the ground, which is this right here, and it is a check. It's a check. It's a legit check, like full deal, and it is for the Gatorade Squeeze Bottle Company for 50 cents, and it's from 1987.
Oh,
you think I'm kidding? Look at it. It's from 1987. It's a certified check. And I found it on the ground, and I thought it was cool as hell that I found a check for 50 freaking cents. 50 cents is what the check's for. And I guess he never got his damn Gatorade because I found the check here 31 years later on the ground at Hickory Motor Speedway. And I put it in my pocket, and I forgot it was there. And the next morning I got up, and, I didn't, not the next morning. I got out of the car and emptied my pockets to take my suit off and drain all the beer and Gatorade out of my pockets. It was in there. I'm like, oh, that was my good luck charm. So I guess I need to laminate that and take it with me every week until
tape it to the dash.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see it. I hate seeing shit like that. I don't like the good luck charms. I just like knowing they're there. I don't want to see them.
Put it in your shoe.
Remember when you guys had that golden horseshoe? You had a literal golden horseshoe.
No, we had a magic apple.
No. Y'all had a golden horseshoe.
I don't remember a horseshoe. We had a magic apple for a while.
We had a gold horseshoe and put it in the windshield of the van. It wasn't in the race car. It was in the windshield of the van.
Yeah. That's still pretty cool. I mean,
yeah, that was a.
Is any racers in here, or anybody here? Did anybody have any good luck charms over there? Anybody have any?
In 2012, we sucked really bad for a couple of weeks.
We did.
Luck charms?
We put an
apple on there and won the race.
Jesus, you guys are terrible. No good luck charms. Well, whatever.
Well, speaking of Seth being at the racetrack this past weekend, we all know why his main reason for being there, and that
is our next guest.
That segues us into our next guest.
I had my spotter debut for RJ, which lasted a lap and a half till he self-spun. Almost tore down the fence. I couldn't hear him on the radio. I had no idea why he parked. I thought he just gave up.
A little bit of miscommunication.
His car was running about 450 degrees. He had to get out of it before he caught on fire.
The fire extinguisher.
The fireman was on his way to completely souse RJ's car with fire extinguisher fluid.
Yeah, so, Seth, it's been real.
Yep.
It's been fun. Ain't been real fun.
No, it hadn't.
Appreciate you taking the time to talk a little bit today, but I believe now it's time to bring up the
RJ
ex-producer of the Windshield Deep Podcast.
Yeah, ex-producer.
Yeah, no longer a producer. He quit. He wasn't paid. It was an intern position, but he did quit. So we're gonna bring him on a little bit.
So RJ is currently a Renegade racer at Hickory. He's raced. This is your second year, correct?
Yes.
Racing. He's been a pretty fluent iRacer for a long time.
Yes.
Been a sim racer, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Sim racing for years. For pretty much beyond count.
At least since I was 12.
Yeah.
And I'm about 32 now, so that's 20 years worth of racing online.
A long time.
Yeah.
So
he's a veteran.
Getting into
by definition.
Yeah, getting into Renegades. I mean, how are you liking it?
I mean, it's fun. I mean, like I said, I've sim raced all my life, so I finally have the opportunity to do something like this for real, and it's a blast. I mean, even running 5th or 6th, I get out with my heart's still pounding and everything, so it's a lot of fun.
So not many people know this, but RJ did begin his racing career on the sim rig. And now he is driving a Renegade, but that wasn't the only step along this.
Whoa! That's right.
We can't skip this career path step right here.
Forgot a major key to this.
RJ went from the sim rig to our very own, back then 159 Posse, Nissan 2240.
It was a Mazda 626.
Mazda 626. She got hurt a little bit.
A Nissan 22.
I didn't know. I tried.
Good try.
So RJ piloted the 159 Posse Nissan in the 2014 Crash-A-Rama.
The inaugural Crash-A-Rama at Hickory.
And actually won the chain race.
No,
the
skid plate race.
And finished second.
Believe we might have talked about it a little bit on here at some point.
You finished second in the reverse race.
Yeah.
Or something like
in
that.
the reverse race, and I finished second in the flagpole race.
We thought we was winning the flagpole race, but
we did win. And they remember they scored us wrong.
Yes,
yeah,
that's exactly how it was. Race. Yeah.
So that was a huge milestone.
That was a lot of fun. I remember going down in the one on the damn flagpole race. Everybody just stopped, and I went right around them and came out second. So
we didn't have a very big car, so like if we got hit several times, we were done.
Oh,
we was delicate, but we was fast.
I mean, she got nailed a couple times.
That was the name of the car.
Like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
That's exactly right.
It didn't do much stinging, but it was faster than hell.
That's my only trophy right now. Is the skid plate race trophy.
You know what? You've only ran 5 Renegade races? Max?
About 6 last year, so about 7 right now. Yeah.
Well, you made a lap and a half last
And last week it's catching on fire, and steam's blowing out of it along with water. So I mean, get better at it.
You'll have
real quick before we advance, I want to talk to RJ a bit about this, or at least make it known. So after we were high on the horses and we won the skid plate race, we thought it would be a good idea to enroll RJ in Enduro at Antioch Speedway. So this is going to be RJ's dirt debut. And we were the only
asphalt was tamed.
Oh, yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're already Lee Pulliam level on asphalt.
Yeah, right. I mean, I got the trophy.
So next, Scott Bloomquist.
We even took the time. We put a late model nose on this thing. And so they had a legit late model nose. It didn't travel a whole lot, but we had a late model nose.
It went.
And so we went to Antioch, and RJ was the slowest thing on the racetrack. And I honestly was scared for his life a couple of moments during that race. He ended up getting crossed up, much like Hickory this past weekend. Overcorrected and stuffed it head on the outside wall. And that was
Then I got stuffed in the wall because I wouldn't get out of the way. So
there's a difference between asphalt and dirt.
There is.
There's one difference. People on asphalt care. People on dirt don't give a damn.
They don't. They don't.
You know, like nothing against them. I love dirt racing. I watch the hell out of it. But I'm just saying, like, at least at that level on dirt, like you crash.
Don't give a shit.
Call an enduro or a Crash-A-Rama race on dirt.
Those guys are serious.
No, they ain't.
I mean, they're out there.
They're out there to win.
That's exactly right.
So,
also,
at least on asphalt, people have like general admiration for life.
Yeah.
At some point,
You've also ran a street stock. You got to test it a few times.
One time. Got to practice it.
So,
spun out in that too, by the way.
So you're spun out.
Hey, I mean, that means you're trying. Yeah, that means you're trying.
On a level 1 to Aki Jockey, you're pretty close up there.
Let me just say, I was half a second off the fastest time that car had turned all year. And, 10 laps? I mean, come on.
So let me ask you this. This kind of that actually segues me into what I was going to ask. So you've been sim racing most of your life. Do you feel like your experience on the sim has helped you when you get into something on asphalt when you're actually racing in real life, whether it be a street stock or Renegade? I know you haven't actually got to experience a limited or late model stock, but you have at least got time on track in an asphalt race car. Do you feel like the sim racing stuff has helped you, or do you feel like there's still a gap between?
I mean, the only gap that I really feel or see is the actual physical part of it. You know, the sweating, the getting thrown around in the car, the yanking back and forth on the wheel. Actually knowing that you're racing other real people as well.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
Right side of your helmet hitting.
That's right. And like at Tri-County, when I ran Tri-County, my neck was so sore. You know, I was holding my neck like this the whole time. So, you don't deal with that in sim racing. Maybe your hands might get a little numb, but you can take your hand off the wheel and shake it a little bit and, get back to digging again. So,
you need a headrest, dude.
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
But, and that's the only difference. When I'm out there and I'm getting into the corner, I think about how I'm getting into the corner, how I'm getting back to the gas. It's just that's all natural to me. Even when I spun out, I figured, being the first time I actually spun out in race conditions, I figured I'd be, kind of, shit my pants, but I didn't.
No.
I kind of knew what was going on, knew what to do when I stopped, and, as soon as water started spitting out of it, I went back to pit road. So, I mean, all of that's just natural. So the biggest thing I felt is the physical part of it.
Absolutely, and that makes sense for sure. I mean, that's kind of the same way I felt, other than wheel input. which was, I think for me, was a little different. I felt like I was just tight as balls all the time, but it was just because I was so used to just turning like this.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the sim deal stuff, in previous episodes, but going off what RJ said, I feel like
it's cool getting someone else's insight, even at the Renegade level.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like racing wise, the sim racing cars are different race cars, so you can't expect them to drive like a race car in real life, but you learn a lot of valuable qualities on the sim as far as racecraft and learning how to make that race car on the sim do what it needs to do to be able to get around the track fast.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that does transfer.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why people like yourself, or I remember when Tyler Hudson came from
sim racing. He
got
ran dirt
into
cars for a little,
at-
dirt at Tri-County.
at Hickory and Tri-County, and was able to be up to speed, when he first got into it. And I think iRacing's done some stuff on the roadside as well. So
Absolutely. I mean,
experience with people. But yeah, I think that the biggest thing is definitely the physical difference. But there's still a lot to learn on the sim, and I think that's why you see more and more kids racing at younger.
Speaking of sims, tomorrow, a game called Wreckfest comes out. And this is also pertains to...
Right up RJ's alley.
Yes. I think that your new sim has finally came out. It's called Wreckfest. And that's not me saying you wreck a lot. That's me saying that it's a crash derby, crasherama, 8-ball, 8-track racing, like rallycross style racing in like Novas.
So what you're saying is we need to find somebody to get us a car for the next crasherama. If anybody,
I was actually hinting at buying a video game, but
I mean,
something a little less life-threatening.
Now, Crasherama, if you want to drive it, I'll damn sure put a Windshield Deep sticker on it. Don't think I won't do that.
Well, I need one on my Renegade. I mean,
and cheat that thing up so bad that we won't be able to see straight.
Oh,
I don't even know how you cheat up a Crasherama car.
Well,
can you do that?
There's ways that can be done, I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was ruleless. So.
Well, it is ruleless, so I'm sure there's ways.
Perfect.
I mean,
Nitrous oxide.
There you go. That's a little too much money.
Speaking of Hickory, we got another guy that I want to bring up that be on for the first time tonight. He came to hang out with us. He's a cousin of mine, so I think it'd be a good time to have Mr. Cody Combs come up.
Bring it on up.
And hang out with us for a few minutes and speak his piece a little bit about what's going on with the four-cylinder division.
Hey there.
Yeah, hey, man. So, racing four-cylinders now. This is Cody Combs, son of Ned Combs. You guys, I'm sure, know him. Any Dash racing fans in here?
Bunch of Dash blood in here.
Yeah, a lot of Dash racing sons going on right here. There's a lot of wins and championships going on in this table right now. That's pretty damn cool.
Not necessarily, we ain't won them, but we got family.
None of
that's
us have done a damn thing. But regardless, we're here. So, four-cylinder racing, man. What did you race before that, and how did the transition go into that? Like, how's it all going for you?
Well, that's actually the first thing I've ever drove.
So it was definitely a big transition for you.
Big transition.
Yeah.
I stepped up from yard carts is basically my transition. and Myrtle Beach go-karts. That's the transition.
Yeah.
But being a Combs, I've been involved in racing my whole life.
Absolutely.
Turned wrenches on race cars my whole life. As I like to say, since 9 months before I was born.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's actually true. My mother was pregnant with me while Dad was racing at Daytona in 1982. So
sounds about right.
Pushing the car up and down pit road. But no, I started racing because we moved back to North Carolina, my wife and I, and to raise our kids a little closer to home. And so I was at Dad's shop a lot and seen the old Dash car sitting in the shop. And took my girl to Hickory Speedway one night and looked at the rule book for the four cylinders and said, I think the old Dash car can fit the rules.
And it's been the worst decision you ever made.
It's the
most expensive, right?
It is an expensive hobby, but like I say,
probably the most fun decision you made.
It sure has. It's brought my dad and I closer together. We're back old times again.
Yeah.
My girl likes to help out a lot. She's a little note taker. The boy, he's in the way, so things take twice as long when he's helping. But it's like I say, it's a family thing. But it's taking a little getting used to. Me and Dad had to swap roles. I was always either crew chiefing or spotter, and he was a driver, and now we swapped roles, and I've had to learn to drive, or trying to learn to drive, and he's had to learn to spot. So it's a little different. But
man, it's always cool when you can do it as a family. I mean, you know,
absolutely.
Both of us have grown up in it just like you have, so it's really neat to be able to see another second-generation driver, well, third-generation driver, come to the racetrack, and you know, it's especially cool that you're doing it in a Goodies Dash car. Is it still the same car?
It's the same chassis. Okay. Actually, the first year I raced, it was the same body.
I remember you ran an actual Goodies Dash car.
It was Ned Combs' car.
Right? Yeah, it was same stickers, had nitro written on the side, the number 9 steel body, and because I didn't know whether I would like racing. I mean, after turning wrenches, I know people that's turned wrenches their whole life, stepped in the car and hated it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go spend a bunch of money on a car, a motor, and all that. So I bought a used, 2.3 Ford motor off of a guy over in Newton. Got a transmission and some of the old 4-lug hubs from Todd Harrington.
Yep.
And bolted it all up and went racing.
Let her eat.
So now the only difference is the car's got a fiberglass late model body on it.
Yeah.
Actually, I got it from Dennis Setzer. His that's actually Brandon's old
limited car.
The black. I don't know. It's a black something.
He
so
raced it a couple of times at Hickory.
So yeah, that's the body that's on it. Of course, it's had a few fenders and stuff put back on it.
That would be. You said you've got a super late model body on it.
It's
right?
actually a super. Well.
So it must have been when you had a black super body.
Yes, it was a super late model, but to get it narrowed up, our car's a little narrow. I've got super late model body with a right rear late model quarter panel on it to help narrow it up a little bit. But which probably hurts aerodynamically, not having that big shelf to push down, but it looks better anyway.
Rear, super late model quarters are handy.
Yeah.
Maybe I should put that back on.
People know about that.
Maybe so. Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty cool, man. I've been following you a little bit. I seen when you first came onto the scene, and I just thought that was cool what you were running a dash car. It actually made me want to aggravate Dad. We still have one dash car in our shop, but I don't know if you. I hate that there's nothing you can actually run the dash cars in, because I know there's a bunch of them sitting around. I know Randy Humphrey has like 6 of them sitting in his shop, but it's cool to see you at Hickory, and I'm sure. Where were you at before you moved back down here?
We moved around a little bit. After college, went to Alabama, and then we got a job transfer to Roanoke, Virginia.
Okay.
And then we started having kids and just wanted to be moved a little closer home.
So were you around Hickory when you were growing up? Or
yeah. Oh, yeah. I grew up in Newton, actually, since I was born, and then just moved off after college.
So it's kind of special for you to come back and race at Hickory, too.
Oh, yeah. Dad, like I say, actually my first job.
Dad still lives in Newton, right?
He lives the same. Well, he moved across town. After us kids moved out, he had enough money to build a big house and shop. So
can't blame him.
Yeah, but no, we wanted to move back with family.
Yeah, for sure.
But speaking of old dash cars, when I started trying to put this thing back together, 4-lug hubs was what we used to run back in the day and stuff like that. I started calling around. Mickey York's got a bunch of cars. Everybody I called seemed to have old dash cars. Nothing to do with them. So if anybody's got an old dash car, put a late model body on it, put the old dash engine in it, the 2.3 motor, and bring it on out.
Or here's another idea: if you got an old dash car, let's bring back the Dash Series.
Bring it back.
We're switching to Chevy crate motors. Make it easier. Crate motors only. 603 crates only, or 4s, whatever. Let's dig. About 5 cars, be the best race of the year. Come on. Come on. Have a 37. Well, I think the 9's out of commission now.
We've actually got another 9 sitting in the shop. The frame's been a little bit, I think. But it's been offset, I believe, so it should probably help us. We ran it that way for years.
Yeah, well, see. So we have to, I'm sure, like you said, Mickey York has.
I think he said he has 2 speedways and a short track. Randy Humphreys probably got some stuff.
Has like 6 or 7.
Scott Weaver, I bet's got stuff.
Weaver's got a bunch left. I remember Bradley actually ran one. Bradley's first asphalt race. He hasn't raced much lately on asphalt. He's been running dirt stuff. But for 2 years or so, they were messing with Bradley Weaver, Scott Weaver's son, if you're not familiar. But they were messing with a limited car at Hickory, Tri-County. They ran a couple of those touring races with Southeast Limited as well. But Bradley's first ever asphalt race was in like 2012 or 13, which I think was the last year of the Dash Series, and that was when the last year of the Dash Series, and that
Which was 2008 or something.
No, this was like 2012.
No, they ran.
They ran the.
Yeah, it was. That's right. They started doing some different stuff. We got out of it, I think, in 2008, but they kept going.
But yeah, they ran it at Hickory anyway. Bradley ran one of Scott's old steel body cars against some other cars, and they ended up having like 16 in that race. And that was like one of the last years it ran. But I always thought that was cool that Bradley got to run a race in a dash car, like a legit dash car, because he got to watch his dad grow up in it.
Yeah,
and I never got to run a dash car, so I feel like that would have been a really cool experience.
I was 1 year shy because my first year was 13, so
yeah.
I didn't know they ran all the way to 12. That's crazy.
It was called
they
something
were
different.
It
was still ISCARS.
Well,
ISCARS
it was there for a while, but when it first turned into ISCARS, it was pretty good. Like I mean, like 04 or 05 something. Then it like did ISCARS. I guess it went all the way to the end. But like when Dad won a championship in 06, he won the championship in 06, so it was pretty good then. I don't know how it went after that, but I know he quit racing dash in 07 just because it turned started getting worse.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is we quit going to tracks like Daytona and Charlotte, and that was the big draw. Was you would go to see super speedway tracks, Darlington, Bristol, but then you still race tracks like Hickory, South Boston, Myrtle Beach.
So,
yeah.
Back then, if you ran a dash race at Daytona, did you have to get approved to run that race?
You did, yeah. But I remember Dad loaned his car out one time, and my older brother actually got approved. They made 4 or 5 laps is about all they did. We went to Daytona to test, in January, I guess. Yeah. And then you get in the car, and I believe you followed the pace car for a lap or two, and then they turned you loose. And as long as you got up to speed, that was about it.
Kind of the same deal with ARCA. I mean, if you go to their test, you run 2 laps, you're approved to run ARCA at Daytona. So like it really doesn't take much. And I think that back then NASCAR's approval process was a lot more lenient than it is now. But I guess now is probably a good time to take a quick break.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. Haven't thanked them tonight. So Carolina SimWorks, Fox Tactical, and Fox Outdoor, Dexter's Detailing, Blondie's Restaurant, One Designs Wraps, and Carolina Custom Golf Carts. We're going to take a really, really quick break. I got to go use the bathroom. And we will be right back, so don't go anywhere. They're
I thought they talked.
Okay, we are back after a quick little break there. We have a couple more people that we want to get up. One pretty important person, and one some Stephen guy. So we think at the end of this deal, we're just going to have everybody up here and just literally not even talk to the camera, just actually talk racing. Just one-on or...
We don't know how our mics are going to pick up, but we'll make an effort.
We're just not going to turn the camera off at the end. It's just whatever. Just going to have a good time with it. So going into this week, I have a race at Hickory. Justin's racing at Ace. Who else is racing?
I'll be in New Jersey for a K&N race.
You're doing a K&N spotting job. Sounds fun.
Oh, it's going to be thrilling.
New Jersey
Motorsports Parks. That's road course.
That's right.
Trying to think what else is racing this weekend.
ARCA racing or anything?
ARCA just ran Michigan this past week. They may run Madison this weekend, actually.
Who won Michigan?
Sheldon Creed. So that's actually an MDM car, which is pretty cool. So now almost all of the MDM teams have won this year, which is really cool. So
yeah,
and won a lot of the ARCA races. I don't know exactly how many, but I think over half of them MDM's won. So that's pretty cool. But
absolutely.
Hopefully, he was a guest on here at some point, but Anthony Alfredo, which is who I'm going to be spotting for. Hopefully we can get it done at the road course. I don't know how Anthony's road course abilities are, but he did send me a video of him running a BMW this past weekend, which was pretty freaking cool. So I'm honestly kind of jealous of that.
Well, we raced pretty hard today on golf carts. That was good. And speaking of that, I think now would be a good time to bring up 2015 20th place finisher in the Car Stores Championship, Stephen Parsons. Come on,
you didn't hear your intro. Come on. Why is Kyle Flynn calling me? Kyle Flynn, no, I cannot talk to you while I'm on the show.
Literally on the show as we speak. What happened?
I didn't hear what y'all said about me.
I said we're bringing up 2015 20th place finisher in Car Store Championship.
Didn't even run all the races.
I know. I just randomly thought of something there. But man, it's been a while.
How you doing, man?
It's been on in a while.
Good to see you.
I haven't seen you in years.
Great to see you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey.
I seen you last weekend.
Yeah.
You came and hung out with me. And
yeah, I threw some water on you after you won.
That was cool.
Threw a water bottle at you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got hit in the face by a water bottle. You made me a promise before the race, but you didn't uphold. But we're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to save that for later.
So
yeah.
Missed out on this.
You're not going to talk about that.
Repeat that, but
you don't say that.
It did add some speed.
Yeah, 2/10 at least.
Illegal or something. It was just like a
maybe frowned upon.
Yeah, frowned upon, but not illegal.
Not illegal or anything.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't being sarcastic. It's not.
Well, I'll tell you later. Don't worry about it.
I already get the picture.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Stephen was a guest on our show way in the back in the beginning. So some of you that are watching that do not know Stephen personally, you may remember him. It was probably had to been like week 3 or 4 or 5.
No, it was week. I think it was week 5. I think the week after
April.
Clay came over.
So. It was like one of our very first. It was our second version of our studio.
Yeah.
It was before we finally got our crap figured out.
Yeah.
It's a good time regardless.
Figured out now. We just literally moved it downstairs.
We're trying to look like we know what we're doing, dude.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
it's kind of hard.
If y'all could see the surroundings, you would be.
No, we showed them last week.
Yeah, we did.
It's a race shop. I mean, I don't know what people expect.
Club Lorax.
It's a damn race shop.
It's Club Lorax. Yeah.
Yeah, the guests look how comfy.
Dwindled down.
Well, all the other guests went outside I guess they smoking cigarettes or I don't know. I guess
hanging out with Eric.
Break. I don't know what they're doing, but they have taken out. But now we got the real troopers here just hanging out, running out. Like we could just now see it. So sorry, we might just blew up the camera.
That's on his 15th beer.
Steady. Yeah. He's surpassed. He's working on triple digits. So
I'm honestly kind of disappointed that Corey Latham didn't come tonight.
Yeah, I heard.
I wanted Tal Davidson to be here because I wanted Rob Schneider, Tal Davidson, the whole deal.
Yeah.
Bill Petroff. Everybody.
We're
I wanted
that for a special segment.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to get everybody on in that regard and just let them have the mics.
Always have at it.
I think they should just I'm not even going to say anything.
I will say I was really disappointed because I was checking that. I had notifications turned on. I check it every morning when I got up and every night when I went to sleep. And then one morning I woke up and it went from 1,000 comments to 700 comments, and I was really disappointed.
Yeah,
I guess Tao blocked Corey or something, so it deleted all his comments. I mean, I know I would never go back and delete 300 comments. Like, I just don't care that much. I mean, but maybe he did. I don't
Words
know.
of the accuser, Corey must be obsessed.
Yeah. And then Rob said he's going to do something to Corey while he's asleep, but we're not going to talk about that here. We're not going to talk about that
I've
here.
repeated that one so many times. That guy had some weird comments, but that one was fun. It was stupid.
Out of nowhere.
He worded it so wrong.
Unprompted.
But God, I thought that account was fake because of that.
Yeah, dude, I was like, no, like nobody would say that, really. But
Corey said, "Some of us don't know him?" ? Let's count who does.
Corey's.
Who are we talking about? Stephen? Oh,
you probably could count that on a single hand.
It'd be easier to count who does though.
I can't. Yeah, I can't talk much shit. I'm probably in the same boat, so it's.
I mean,
it's all good, but at least we're on camera and we're famous now. So,
yeah, we're here.
We're obviously. I mean, you can see the level of fame here is crazy.
Yeah,
we've invested in very good stuff with all the money and revenue we've brought in. We've bought very big products. We bought a Jimmy Means diecast and a Miller Lite neon sign.
It's actually a model that I.
Speaking of Jimmy Means, aside from all this,
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers, 100% to Mr. Jimmy Means. He actually had a heart surgery or had stent. I don't know what you consider, but had.
It's like a heart catheter.
Had 3 stents put in today.
I'm not a doctor.
And then 2 more stents are being.
You're not a race car driver.
You don't even have a car, bud.
But
hey, at least I have a foot now.
It's true. Oh, I seen that picture of that Corey put up.
Yeah.
Of when you hit the gate in the concrete wall.
That was Connor Pyle.
Well, whoever it was, God dang, it ripped all the right side door bars
off. No, that was Connor Pyle. I didn't do it that big.
Gomer Pyle. That is a hell of a name.
Connor Pyle.
I know.
No,
you gotta say
we call him Gomer.
If your last name is Pyle, you're getting called Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
He's on to bigger and better things now.
Justin Carroll, whoever that is, said nice shirt landed.
Yeah, this is a exact replica of the giveaway shirt.
Yeah.
That you guys are going to be receiving.
Yeah, 100% replica. It's not because he forgot to bring any clothes or anything.
Well,
go ahead and stand up and spin around. Show us what you're working with.
Oh man,
easy on the
careful, son.
On
I
the
don't want
headphones.
anybody to get too excited when you see this.
You're wearing cords now, remember?
Yeah, easy on the headphones.
See that right there?
Yeah, perfect. You can see the 57 and the hat.
The rest of the show is monetary invites only.
Yeah, 100%.
Here in a bit.
What we got there? Is that a Harry Gant diecast?
That is a
Mac
Tools Harry Gant.
That's a throwback.
Busch Series.
Busch Grand
V6
National model car that I actually made with my bare hands. I made it.
V6 days.
Yep. Speaking of Stefan, when are you going to race again? Or are you racing again? Or are you graduated to better things?
I'm trying. I guess I'm semi-retired. Trying to.
You heard it first on the Windshield Deep Podcast. Stefan Parsons is semi-retired.
Not by choice, but no, I'm trying to race.
Big news.
Yeah.
Big news.
I wish
right
I had
here.
like an alarm.
Big if true.
Yeah.
Big if true.
Yeah.
Real big if true.
Applause, please. Yeah. No, I want to race. I'm gonna try to race a couple of late model races. Last half of the year, I definitely want to do a throwback race. I like that race just because it's a good. I mean, it's good to see.
You could do a throwback of your scheme last year.
That was a good car. Lasted one race.
No, I mean like literally since you haven't raced all year, you could do a throwback of your actual paint scheme.
Yeah.
But
with the one that I ran all year, or the one that you grabbed that only ran one race.
The one race shebang went out in a blow.
Went out. Blaze of glory, absolutely.
I will say that was a good. You had really good looking cars last year.
Yeah.
Not being biased, I really liked the skull crown car was sweet. I had a lot of fun doing that one, and not to mention that one. We had the what was the second one? Oh, the red.
Yeah, red with the stripes.
Yeah. Phoenix Construction.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Phoenix Construction one. So that one was good. So.
Wish it would have lasted more than one race, but.
Well, I will tell you what. If you're looking to run a late model, I have got a hell of a late model sitting outside under a tarp.
93, 98, 93. What is it?
It is a early 90s KLB, but that is beside the point. Yeah, it would be an excellent ride for you.
Do I have to buy wheels?
No, but it comes. Actually, it's all a package deal. You get 8 5-on-5 hubs, and wheels.
Yeah.
All as a package. They also were ran in the mid-'90s, which is really cool, so it adds some nostalgia to it.
Today, racing's all about, or the world today is all about rustic, nostalgic stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can go on nostalgic.
The older you can look, the better it is. Especially,
I think it'd be cool to run a car like that actually ran in the '90s in the throwback race.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing like not knowing if your rear clip's going to fall off or not when you get into one. I'm telling you, it is the greatest, most outstanding feeling you've ever had.
I feel like you couldn't even bump stop that thing just because the welds would break. I feel like you maybe coil bind.
We bump stopped? Hey. I was telling Dylan this is funny. This is like a little
the front clip's bent this way. It's banana. Yeah. Each side's banana because all the front force on it. But
I was telling Dylan this when we went to Harrington's. There's a Greenville Pickens trophy there.
Yeah, got a little rear steer in it there, Thomas. I believe that's correct.
I said,
bring it to Bowman Gray. Yeah, that's what he said.
Almost.
I still want to get in a car at Bowman Gray.
Almost won it.
There's your man.
And then
Corey, we'll talk.
We should put that car together.
Running Bowman Gray. We'll take turns.
Corey. If I will take it to Bowman Gray, if you can find me a motor that somebody would let me use, I will take my car to Bowman Gray because the body on it
doesn't matter.
It's old, but it's won races, and it would be a good Bowman Gray car until it
be
died.
a perfect Bowman Gray car.
It flat black and put a chrome school all the way across the top of it.
It still looks. I haven't touched it since I won at Tri-County in 2016.
Oh yeah,
took the motor out.
Great car. It's a great car.
It's the perfect car for Bowman Gray.
Couldn't sell it. Nobody wanted it.
Should put it on Craigslist.
You could probably sell it. I mean,
yeah, well,
for $3,000.
Now I don't know if I want to part with it. I guess one way to get rid of it is take it to Bowman Gray.
Just mount it on the ceiling. Take it to Bowman Gray one time, then mount it on the ceiling.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, Dylan Hauser said you ain't got a good piece unless the interior is popping and cracking.
I had to re-rivet my back dash every single race because it popped out.
I haven't finished a race yet with something not falling out and hit me in the visor. I mean, that's
like lead.
You might want to talk to a specialist about that.
Yeah, I mean dust or duct tape or shifter.
Shifter.
I tell you what,
you shouldn't have that. That should not happen.
Okay, you need a nut and bolt.
No.
Very basic nut and bolt.
Let me explain myself. If I didn't have a shifter, we wouldn't have won. Now, what I'm saying is that we have a shifter in. The shifter is bolted great. It never came out. The problem is the ball. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Listen, it screws on.
Yeah.
Okay. Countless times it flew off after being screwed on.
You got screwed on.
Next time, okay, I'm gonna JB weld it on. Put JB weld on it, screwed it on. Still popped off. Next time,
Loctite.
I'm gonna weld it. Welded it on. Still popped. Okay, you know what?
You might want to invest in a different shifter at that point.
On to this
duct tape.
2 years, an X mark duct tape, like a charm. Ain't nothing else fixed it. The duct tape.
Duct tape fixes everything.
So. Thomas, it's not a rear steer car, by the way. It's not that old. It is the center section's KOB, and then the front clip was a 2005 Denny snout.
Corey is right. The car that Barry Beggerly ran at Martinsville last year was the same car he won an ASA championship with. You can't tell me there's literally still, you can still see the 3-link mounts behind the seat. Like, tell me that's not awesome.
Yeah, that's sick. How did he run at Martinsville, by the way?
Him and Davin got in a piston fight during the heat race, and they wrecked each other.
So they didn't make the show.
No.
I wonder how many cars usually show up for Martinsville nowadays. 97.
Yep.
97.
Holy shit! So I'm assuming that this year it'll also be the same. It'll also be under the lights, correct?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Justin.
Nobody remembers who finished 6th, just like nobody remembers who finished 22nd in the throwback race at Hickory.
Look at Justin over here, all comfy, just laid out. Hey guys, I finished 6th.
Hell yeah, 6th.
Well, that is. I'll take that in a heartbeat at Martinsville. That's an accomplishment on its own. And not to bring up bad stuff, but the Cup race in the fall, is that under the lights this year?
I believe so. It'll probably end up being under the lights.
Not, it ended up last year under the lights.
Yeah.
Well, if not, then why wouldn't it be? I mean, Jesus Christ.
It ended under the lights last year because it rained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, that was.
I would like to add, it was ungodly cold.
Yeah.
It was. Oh my God! It was miserable. We came here. I went
the
there
late
after
model race or the cup race.
The cup race. Went there after a fun night, a Halloween celebration here at Club Little Rex. Drove up to Martinsville that morning. I did not dress properly. I was miserable.
That is right. That
yeah, you made that trek after that night. I got the race before that, so I did. I slept.
Yeah, you drove me back, or you
Yeah.
drove me somewhere to Greensboro or something.
Corey also said 3 years ago he qualified 7th with that 1992 ASA car.
It doesn't matter how old. First of all, it doesn't matter how old the center section is. That irrelevant.
I'm telling you, it just adds nostalgia.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Center section is center section.
Also, it is
doesn't
Barry
move.
Beverly driving your car.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
The best to ever do it.
It don't really matter.
Yeah.
What? How about this? Would be cool. Maybe do a little fan interaction here, or well, I just comment. And I don't know if we'd really call them fans, but short track racing fan interaction here. What is your top 3 late model stock drivers of all time? Now,
we tried to do this.
One time I was like, let's do the 25 best. Like, there's so goddamn many of them. Like, there's freaking, you can't pick. You have to do it in eras. Like, I feel like it could be top 10 of the 90s, top 10 of the 2000s, top 10 of the 2010s.
And it was hard for us to do it because we haven't watched a lot of those guys.
Yeah, like, I mean, we didn't.
Yeah, before our time.
I mean, we're all born in 96, 97 here.
And
so
it sucks too because
good throw.
It sucks too because you can't. There are some old races on YouTube, but you can't. Old weekly races at Hickory and South Boston. It's hard to find results, anything on those races.
Well,
Setzer. I can't read it from here. I can see Setzer.
Setzer, Powell, and Skinner.
Yeah, that's a good one. Setzer, Powell, Skinner. That's.
So, little off topic here, but Stefan actually went and golfed with us today.
Yeah.
Me, Dylan, Stefan, and Seth all attempted to play golf today. Dylan's probably the only one that actually played golf. We tried, but
did our best.
Speaking of that, we have a little clip from Stefan's golf cart was 100% faster than
I saved fuel, saved energy.
My right rear was going away. Dylan obviously drove too hard at the beginning, but it was
Well, I'll pull it up here.
I had to pull out. I wanted to pull out and, see if we can press the push to pass.
Well, okay, so here's just a quick deal. This is Stefan trying to pull a F1 move on us, and we was probably 20 horsepower down.
We had it in the bag though.
Yeah.
In F1
this
standards.
Is Stefan's view.
This right here would be illegal.
Look at him. Just. So clearly he was a lot faster, and here's the end result. Let me just show you this view one more time of what. There's my final face. There's me in the ditch.
We never
almost.
lifted,
but that's all we had.
A little bogged down.
Go anywhere. Stefan had 80 more horsepower than
I was
did.
pushing y'all up the hill,
and down the hill. You push us. How do you push someone down a hill? I don't know. And we had a
with
start.
a lot of effort.
We had a good
hopes and dreams.
We had 20 pounds and a head start on you, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. We clearly, someone got the good tires.
Is that a fat joke?
It was a little bit.
Yeah.
So, golfing wise,
yeah,
you're going to Pinehurst this weekend.
We are going. I mean, my birthday is Friday. My birthday is Friday. We're going to Pinehurst Thursday and Friday. Me, my dad, William Byron, his dad. I'm looking forward to it. Nervous. I'm gonna suck. Not gonna do myself any justice, but.
Ooh, I liked what Matt Light just said. That's awesome. He said, "On the word on the street is there's a big limited race in the works at the Tri-County or at the county. Which county?
The county.
Franklin County? Or well, the county usually is referred to as Franklin County, but Tri-County is a lot better. So, yeah, man, that'd be awesome if they do a race there in August. Yeah, for sure. That's a good racetrack. Yeah, Bobby McCarty, congrats on the big W, by the way. That's the best part of playing golf. Absolutely.
No, you're not wrong.
If you're a race car driver and you do not at one point make some kind of contact with your other racing.
Oh, let me tell you, contact was made.
contacted us
multiple
a lot.
times.
We also had the other video. But
There's a good. Hopefully, nobody from the golf course is watching this video because there's a good chance there may or may not be some tire rubs.
First time we
crack
ever
fenders.
Made contact for certainly.
First time me and Dylan ever played golf together. It was me, Dylan, Seth, and a couple other of our buddies. And those golf carts that day, one side skirt was completely ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver, which is also someone who regularly attends Club Little Racks, he actually almost broke his leg. It was a very scary moment. I actually thought that he may have been injured. We were going down a hill, and we were 3 wide, and this cart path was obviously only made for one golf cart. So we had.
If you've ever played at River Oaks, which is in Statesville,
there's some massive hills.
This place is no place to be messing around.
Might as well run a Baja truck it.
And
the Baja
Oliver
1000.
got knocked off the path out through the woods, and he tried to not lift, and his leg got wedged between a stump and a tree. And it was pretty massive. We had to have a process to get it out of the woods, but that was a good day. That was how we initiated our friendship.
Yeah, that's very true there, Bobby. You're not doing it right till the windshield comes out.
Our windshield
was rattling hard.
There was
There
was a point where Dylan was lining up the ball and he was completely unaware of his surroundings, and I thought long and hard, not only long but hard as well, about. Why are you laughing? What's fun? Why are you laughing? What's fun? I don't understand.
You could have probably phrased that a little bit differently.
I said what I said.
Yeah, but you repeated it twice.
I wanted to emphasize how much I thought about it. Is there a problem? That's what I thought. Anyways, before I was really interrupted, thought long and hard about hitting.
It's about time to have Stephen go back to his.
Definitely thought about hitting Dylan. But
that went through your mind.
Absolutely. I just want you to know that.
If I was outdriven by 100+ yards, I'd probably think the same thing.
Let's not make it personal.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying the fact that you thought about.
But I didn't do it.
You could have killed me. I mean, that's
no, just severely maimed. Wouldn't have killed you.
Okay. I mean. At least we had a good time. We made some birdies.
Yeah.
Seth had a good day. He's golfed twice in the last 4
Beat Landon.
Years, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's check on him real quick. Let's see how he's doing over here. He's still. These guys are still comfortable.
Bud Light to Michelob Ultra.
Now Seth's drinking a cold beer, and old Justin's sitting here on his phone watching Windshield Deep. I'm sure. But anyway, yeah.
Well,
that's a wrap on the golf, but good luck at Pinehurst. I hope today we showed you who Daddy is a little bit, as well as humbled you.
I mean, the way he's talking, you clearly must have showed him who Daddy is.
Jesus Christ. That man thought about killing me.
And doing some other things we can't talk about, apparently.
Yeah.
No, that's just because Dylan won.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did only play 15 holes. We ran out of time. We had to get back to the shop here and get the Windshield Deep stuff ready. So, regardless, it was a fun day. Hopefully we can make this a Tuesday habit. Maybe play 9 or 14 or 18 holes, whatever it is.
Preferably like a full round, because I'm paying for a full round. So
yeah, it would have been ideal.
If we start an hour earlier, we'll be good.
So you're gonna have to.
You have to take early. You have to take off work early.
I was here, nobody else was.
True.
Yeah, me and Dylan got a little behind.
I was at the golf course for a good 20 minutes before anybody got there. So
we had to wait like about 25 minutes at Harrington's.
Never playing golf with us. Why not? We make it fun.
Who's the guy with the Bieber fever haircut?
Said, who's the guy with the Bieber fever haircut?
That's actually, not many people know this, but that's actually like a part of Stefan's head. His head like it extends that.
I've got a big head, dude. Let me tell you. It runs in the family. My dad.
Sit here with a butane torch and just do that. Damn thing won't even move.
Fireproof.
It's fireproof. He doesn't even have to wear a helmet. Just wears goggles.
Yeah.
But
you need a.
So it runs in the family.
Phil has a big head. Benny had a big head. Papa had a big head.
That's not necessarily a big head. You just got.
No, we have big head. I guarantee you, if you put my helmet on, you could.
Hold on,
I got a big head too.
Hold on. This is a.
You got a.
It's not gonna fit.
This is a 6 7/8 hat, so this is like.
It's not gonna fit. Well, I don't even know why you want. I'm not even gonna try it. It's not worth it. It's not worth.
I
told you.
It was worth it.
You might can fit mine. I got a big head. You might be able to squeeze mine on.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to the last hole before we try that.
Well, I was on what, two holes? Oh, perfect. See, it's too big.
Yep.
Well,
it came open. Yeah, it came undone.
You're not a hat guy, are you?
No, by no means. I have a summer activities hat, which is a nice straw hat I got from Sun.
Well,
Jesus Christ!
Oh God, this place is haunted.
We've discussed a number of different topics tonight. We had a few different people on. We usually do the Q&A afterwards. We're still going to do a little bit of that. We're going to bring everybody up here like
we're
we
just gonna
about.
all hang out here and like turn this mic to where it can hear everybody. So hopefully that works.
I think now's probably a time to end the podcast section.
Yeah, well, in the audio. So of course, if you're listening on SoundCloud or any other podcast outlet, thank you. And we got to thank everyone: Carolina Simworks, Fox Tactical, Dexter's Detailing, Blondie's Restaurant, One Designs Wraps, and Carolina Custom Golf Carts. We've had a lot of different guests on today, including Stephen Parsons and Justin Carroll and Cody Combs, Seth Brotherton, R.J. Williams. I mean, we've had a lot of good people on today, so it's been a fun day in that regard. But
definitely
anyway,
definitely gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, if you want to come hang out next time, we'll announce it. Probably next month sometime. We might do another hangout deal, but tonight was fun, and thanks for listening to the audio version. But as always, we always get into the questions. Well, this is where it kind of turns into our new show that we're going to call Windshield Deep After Dark. This is where it gets a little weird. Cowboy, I seen Cowboy at the racetrack, and he wants to come on. I should have told him he's doing this damn thing. I actually seen he joined earlier. I don't know if he's still watching or not. But
calm down.
So Corey says the show has went to hell.
Thank you for your support, Corey.
Appreciate the support. We are trying our best here, but somebody's got to fight or some shit so we can talk about it.
I know. It's not a whole lot to talk about here lately. I mean, Justin made a 3-wide pass for the lead at Hickory, and Dylan won. So that was like about the highlight of our Windshield Deep.
It's been a lot of Facebook fights.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, they
first lap wreck. Kyle, was it Kyle or Case and Plot? It was Kyle Plot. Missed a shift or something, didn't go, and about 10 cars in turn 1 got piled up.
Yeah, I didn't. It
was impressive.
Steve, did you race that? Did Steve race?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
I saw an interview with him under red flag.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh God, Chris, I don't even know.
Landon, what? Oh. What yellow did you use? Oh, is that like a paint? What did you use?
It was a Tamiya color. I don't remember what that is.
I don't even know what that is. A banana pepper yellow? Is that what it is? Something like that?
I think it was like chrome yellow or something like that.
Well, either way.
Not quite Cinemax After Dark, because
we don't talk about that
Cinemax
here.
After Dark. We're getting on the good stuff now.
We're there.
That's past HBO for sure.
That's XXX.
Steve, I'm not sure if the dog means yes or no on if you race. We're going to go with a yes. Yeah. So either way, what are you doing there? You don't break the damn boom mic.
It's starting to come off.
Well, you don't rip it off.
What are you doing?
Jesus Christ.
You need to stop.
Guaranteed he spins it the wrong way.
Oh yeah, no, he's broke.
He's broke it. We're in trouble.
It's like a vice. It's like a vice. It's the same
broken.
thing.
Hey, why don't y'all come up here? You're comfortable.
Real quick.
Yeah. Well, we'll just go and look at them then. I mean, look at them. These guys. This is our audience. It's narrowed down severely.
Cartoon on the board behind him. Steve Wallace is roasting me.
Tonight, welcome to Windshield Deep Podcast, the roast of Stephen Parsons.
Golly.
Go ahead and send them in.
We gotta
get there's a lot of material.
Beaver
first of all,
Fever looks like the cartoon on the board behind. I will say, my cartoon looks a little bit more like you than I do.
It's fine.
Or it looks more like you than it does me.
It's a good-looking cartoon.
Okay, hold on a second. If we're talking about roast, I just have to say this real quick. Meredith, you slept with so many guys, you're starting to look like one. Stanley, you crush your wife, you're insane.
Boom, roasted.
Angelo, is that you over there? Oh, sorry, I couldn't see you behind that grain of rice.
Boom, roasted.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll tell you what. What is the next cars we're racing again? Where did they go next? Carteret. So
Carteret.
that would be a good one to go watch to like check out before.
Down by the beach.
Well, that and to check out before this big limited race they're having there.
Yeah.
Which I would love to go to. Probably.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't like when Bubba drinks. He tries Pops at Catawba, June 23rd.
That would be a good
birthday party for the Ashley Brotherton, Bubba. But warning: when Bubba gets intoxicated, he makes some weird shots that taste like crap, and he thinks they're awesome.
Oh yeah. He made some of those
Fireballs.
at the pig picnic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was beyond his point of drinking,
I think
so
it
he
had
decided he's gonna start.
Fireball, some other peppermint, and then it had like candle wax in it or something. I don't know what it was. That tasted terrible. But
I couldn't do that.
It's good enough for me. He's the man.
There's a quit.
Would you ever consider running the Luxario? Is that how you say it?
The old Luxair.
Luxair. Oh, Luxair.
Wasn't it similar to the Crown car? What did the Luxair car look like?
Chris, did you ever
it
see
was
his throwback that he ran
kind of
last year?
same colors.
Oh, it was,
It's close. It's definitely different. My pick for the throwback, not to give away anything, like if I had to pick right now, if you held up a gun to my head and said, all right, you got to run this scheme, I'd probably run the channel lock scheme.
No, that's a good one.
The channel lock scheme, 96, 97, that was,
yeah.
I like that one. Or maybe the Matchbox scheme he ran
I
in
think you should do
94.
the Mannheim scheme.
That was a good scheme too. That was pretty
one
cool.
of my all-time favorite race cars. It's random here, but and it's also partly inspired. My race scheme is Rob Moroso's Swisher Sweets car, the 25. That's kind of where I went with the white roof and the white hood. Obviously, his kind of wrapped around the roof, but I always thought that was a really good looking race car. And speaking of Rob Moroso, that's a guy that had quite a bit of talent that I believe.
Very talented.
That I believe would have probably been something had he not
absolutely
had his life taken away at a very young age.
Absolutely.
And he actually had, I believe, he actually tested my dad's car for him one time and stuff. So I think Dad and Rob knew each other a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Rob was he died at a very young age, correct?
He ran
early 20s.
It was early 90s. He ran the Crown car.
It was a 20 then, wasn't it?
Yeah, he ran the Crown car after Dad quit running. I think Terry Labonte ran it at 90, but yeah, I mean, talent. Golly.
Joe card number 99. Jesus.
Mean.
Since we're on the subject of roasting
Stefan,
what gel do you use?
Bring it on.
Honestly, is that kind of a natural thing for you?
I don't. Here's the thing.
Tell us how long does it take you to get ready?
No, here's the thing. I don't. It's a secret. A magician never reveals his tricks. It's a secret. Trade secret. Don't touch it. No, you're not allowed to touch. You can look.
It'll
you
bite.
Can't
touch. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. It's a caged animal.
I feel like you keep something in there.
Yeah. Well, at least you got something that identifies you.
That's what people know me by. Oh, you're the kid with the hair. Yeah. Yep, that's me.
Well, it's pretty good looking hairdo.
It's better than being the kid who wrecked a lot, I guess.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Now we're on the
Stefan the weapon. Yeah.
Stefan the weapon. I came to your shop to wrap your car, and everybody said, "Whose car are you wrapping?" And I said, "Stefan's." They said, "Oh well, you'll be back next week." And I'm like, "Jesus Christ, you're supposed to be helping him."
Billy Blue.
But either way, you still have had a lot of good times with your hair, even though it is a very large set of hair.
It is. Set of hair.
You've had some good. Well, what do you call
it? I don't call it a set of hair.
You gotta
There's a lot of things I'd call it before that.
Set of hair.
There you go.
We could all be roasted here.
That might have to be an event.
The roast of me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, Steve. We just kind of get on.
It's cool to be in the midst of a legend like Steve Wallace.
Yeah, we get on here and pretty much just bullshit around. We've all Afro Sheen. we
keep it coming.
keep it literally the roast of Stefan. This episode has went all to hell.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to change the title. And the beer bottle has just fell in the background.
Damn it, Seth.
You know, Seth, we got to help Seth out of the chair in a little bit. He's a little too
You gotta drive home.
Let's get another view of Seth. we need a live beer counter on Seth here. Where are you at now? 16?
No, he's higher than that. You have not had.
No way you're on 3. You was on 3 before you got out of the truck
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
golfing. That was 8 hours ago. Yeah.
No, we do appreciate you guys tuning in. We have a
Yeah.
good time with it. I mean, this week we tried something a little bit different. Had a bunch of different people come over, and it was a good time. I mean, we got to talk a bunch of crap and had a few different guests. It's cool to actually have multiple people come up here too.
It really is neat because it kind of like you don't really have to plan.
We
for
didn't even
anything.
have an itinerary. Yeah, we just kind of went at it. And
Usually we somewhat have like a things we want to talk about, but today we didn't. We just like, man, we figured we just kind of wing it here. But yeah, we plan on doing this more often. So if anybody in here would ever like to join us and have another roast of Stephen Parsons or whatever you want to do, yeah, Corey tells us he's coming on. He never shows up. So
yeah, Corey's like one of those. Yeah, he's one of those guys that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Corey, do not get at me for this, but you could technically be labeled a keyboard warrior.
Oh no!
Oh,
why would you say something like that?
Ooh.
Now the roast of Landon Huffman.
I'm just saying, you got to come on here and speak your piece, man.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on. Have any
Corey's.
any of you guys on, man. We
Corey's.
enjoy talking. It's really just an excuse for us to sit here and talk racing for 2 hours or whatever. So
Yeah,
Corey's.
we had a good time with it. We need to do a couple more segments that.
Yeah.
If we can get to some racetracks when we're not racing or spotting or whatever, we might be able to.
I'm still in the. I still would like.
I'll take if you're gonna give me $10,000, I'll run it. I'll run it on my street car. I'll run it. I'll wear it to school. I'll put it anywhere.
We could work with 10,000.
Yeah, I can. We could do a lot with 10,000.
Yeah, this guy said he'll tattoo it on his ass for $10,000. So whatever you need.
It's a package deal.
Bill, add me on Facebook. We'll talk.
Are you guys visiting any new tracks to race at? Any word, Dylan, if you will race at Rockford Speedway? I'd love to race at Rockford Speedway.
That's a haul, isn't it?
Well, it's all the way in Illinois, but
Yeah.
I have absolutely no plans to go there. But I mean, I would love to. First of all, the rules package is totally different. It's basically it is super late models up there, but I mentioned Rockford a lot because my good friend and I guess you would consider him motor guy or pit crew guy is Larry Mosher. He raced a lot at Rockford Speedway as well as Sycamore and other dirt tracks around that area. Rockford is obviously not, but he's raced all over the place. So it's still cool to hear about that stuff. And I don't get to see much about the all the racing up there just because there's so much racing up there. It's hard to keep up with. I mean, obviously we're kind of southeastern located now, but I still would enjoy to be able to have some. It would be cool to have like maybe Chris can be our northwestern or our northeastern insider or something and give us some updates on some racing up there, any big news. So either way, it's and Ronnie said, how about Newport, Tennessee? I don't know. Have you ever been to Newport?
Newport's a really cool racetrack. I've watched a bunch of videos there, but I never raced there. I'd love to be able to travel and race and stuff like that and visit a bunch of different racetracks. But I know a lot of you most of you know this, but Hickory is literally 20 minutes from Dillon, 10 minutes from me. I mean, it's like it costs us a lot less to race there than it does. It costs you a lot less to race in your backyard than try to travel. And if we definitely could muster up a budget to go race some of those places and the rules packages, and they ran late model stock stuff, I'd be down to do it. Just because I feel like the more racetracks you can run at, the better it is for you, especially if you're trying to move up the ranks.
Yeah, yeah. I've never been to Newport, never been there or anything, but I would definitely like to be involved in it. The other track in that area that I've also thought was cool is we just talked about it earlier, Kingsport, the Concrete Jungle.
Mm-hmm.
They got some crazy races there.
They seem to have heck of a show every week. Thomas said you had to be brave to run Newport.
Bill, message me on Facebook. We'll talk.
Is there a new back to what I was saying, is there a is it a big track or what, Newport?
I don't think no. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you consider getting Robbie Allison on as a guest? Robbie's actually been here before. I haven't heard talk with him in a long time.
I have not talked to him in forever.
Not sure if he still races or anything.
He had a kid. Had a baby.
That's right, he did. He
had a baby.
Kid had a kid with his. I'm not sure if they're married or whatever, but Dylan Hauser said it's a shithole and it's fast as hell. So that sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, one time we had a party here, and Robbie came.
Banked Fast Track.
It was from
Newport. We have to look that up.
Do you remember this?
Robbie?
Yeah, when he came.
Yeah.
I said not much.
I knew that he was here. That's about it. So.
That was my birthday party when he came. He came with Mamba, and I walked in. I didn't even know he was here, and there was a Davey Allison hat, like a Haviland hat, sitting on the bar. I'm like, oh hell, that's cool. Picked it up and put it on, and
it was me. I walked up to
Dylan's like, hey bro, you might want to take that off. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, that's Davey Allison's hat. I'm like, no shit, whatever. So I kept wearing it, and Robbie walked in. He's like, hey man. I'm like, oh crap. Took the hat off, sat down. He's like, yeah, that's my dad's hat. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry.
Like literally Davy's hat.
Yeah.
And Robbie looks just like him. Like, there's no mistake. Like when my mom doesn't know like all these drivers and young kids around here, but when that guy walked in, she was like, Jesus Christ, that guy's got to be related to Davey Allison, huh? He obviously is. So
that might be cool to have him on. I don't even know where he's at.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a long time. So that we need to check in on him. And yeah, he said your dad has ran Newport before.
I feel like the Dash cars might have ran Newport.
Has Dash ran Newport? I feel like if anybody knows Ronnie, you'd probably know if the Dash used to run Newport.
I'm pretty sure they did at some point.
It definitely wouldn't surprise me by no means. They used to run a lot of places. I think did Lanier in Georgia, did that ever shut down?
Yeah.
It did shut down. It's a shopping mall or something now.
No, it's still there.
That's Lakeland. That's a shopping, or USA or whatever.
Yeah, USA
is now like
no, Lanier's still there. They're doing some sort of go-kart stuff.
I think they're doing drift racing.
I don't know, but
you can play it. You can drive it on iRacing.
It's literally across the street from.
It's fun on iRacing.
Literally across the street from Road Atlanta.
It's similar to sort of similar to Tri-County, I think. I mean, it kind of resembles it in a way. It's kind of wide and
yeah.
I think that would be a good place to practice if you was to go to Tri-County or whatever. So
if you wanted to drive a couple hours away to go practice Tri-County.
Back to the story on Tri-County having a big limited race in August, that would be big. Man, I'd really like to see that happen.
Anytime they do a limited race with limited rules, I usually vouch well in it. But anytime I try to go run a car show race here, I've had my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
So
well, it's just a matter of what
2016 was bad.
2016, I got in about 4 wrecks. Every time I started making headway, somebody else crashed in front of me.
Has banking? Newport has banking like Bristol, and is in the middle of a junkyard.
Sounds like Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Like in the middle of a junkyard.
There's literally like. No, just. I don't know.
Dude, it was funny because the car store posts something on Facebook after every race. He had it on board. And it was perfect because he was in every wreck.
Yeah, you can find that on board. Oh, that was horrid. If you watch that onboard, you will laugh because at the end, the last wreck I gave
when Hayden them wrecked.
Yeah, they wrecked on the last lap, and I had nowhere to go, and I just slid into it, and I threw my hands up, and I just dropped like this, and like threw my damn gloves, and then got my shit fired back up, pulled around, and I could have finished the race, but I just pulled in the pits. So you need to, if you can find that video, it's on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. But it's hilarious, yeah. No, I'm talking about
2016.
Yeah, when they put an onboard on me.
I finished P5.
Yeah, because I qualified terrible.
Do you have any winning routines, like anything you do in particular after a win?
I feel like I usually stop.
Absolutely.
Are you talking about like?
Yeah.
No, just general like
Victory Lane or
I mean like Victory Lane, the burnout.
I don't do a burnout. Yeah. I've never done a burnout in my life. If I did a burnout, that'd be the end of my racing career.
I did the extent of what I could. Like I knew that I would get yelled at.
That's it.
Yeah. I pulled up a little bit, got her spinning, and just spun it out.
See Eric glaring down there.
Yeah. Hey, easy on them valve sprinkles.
No, I usually do a Polish victory lap, but I
do it too. But I feel like it should be like that. It happen to everybody.
If I don't do that, then if I'm like really excited, I stop on the front stretch and I get out of the car, not in victory lane. Because
My dad would wring my damn neck if I started burning that damn thing down. Probably.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a 200 lap. If I won the
Martinsville,
Fall Brawl, or Martinsville, or some Myrtle Beach, or some big ass race, then yeah, but because you can pay to get your valve springs fixed at that.
I don't even know if I won a truck race or something like that. I don't even know if I'd do a burnout then.
Yeah,
I feel like
I think it's pretty classy. Like
well, I would probably ask and say, "Are y'all going to use this motor again?"
I don't know. I just feel like coming up the way I have and not being able to, do it. I feel like I just wouldn't. I don't know. Mainly because
You don't. I mean,
don't want to
there's a
tear
difference between doing a little burnout and like destroying it, like tearing the fenders off of it, blowing both the rear tires. Like there's a fine line.
A lot of
well, they don't want to go through tech.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah,
can't blame them.
Yes, Rob would definitely kick my ass if I burned
100%.
it down. Yeah.
Cars still test at Lanier. Oh, that's cool to know. I didn't know if they did or not. I mean, I didn't know if the track was even there anymore. I know they added a dirt version of it on iRacing. That's
dude,
it's
that
a really
thing
fun dirt
running
track.
a midget at Dirt Lanier is so much fun.
Yeah, it's I don't have any I don't have any routines by no means. I always do a Polish victory lap or whatever. I feel like if anybody here needs to do a Polish victory lap, it's
Carol.
Carol for the he's got to do it, man. Got to support their Kawicki. Got to support their Kawicki deal. If you want to check on Carol and see how he's doing over there, he's still sitting there. He hasn't left us just yet. Here's a cool stat. Dylan Hauser has won more races this year than all three of y'all in the last 2 years put together.
I believe it because I haven't won any in the past 2 years.
I don't know if that's accurate.
No, I think Landon won 3.
I've won
3 last year. What, not 2 last year? Well, Dylan, what you won? 3 or 4?
How many has he won?
I didn't even know you won that many. I knew you won what? I thought you won 2, right? You won the first 2. Or there's been 3 Drip Energy limited late model races. I guess you've won all 3, correct?
I've won 3 in the last year.
I've won 1, so
we should
still,
have
yeah, that's
there.
pretty good. Yes, you got 3. That's good. So 3 in a row. Yeah, so
Come on.
3. That's big there.
Putting it on them.
Yeah, wearing them out though. Drip Energy. Am I correct there? Drip Energy Limited Late Model Series, who is like sanctioned side by side with the Southeast Super Trucks. That's cool. Again, I'm glad that they do that series. I think it's good for limited racing. It's true limiteds, and they run the Pro Shocks and the 603s only, I believe. 603s only, maybe. They might have a couple of different engines going on, or 604s or whatever. Just know you can't run the Enforcer or none of that, which is how it should be, honestly, in limiteds. But bittersweet, I guess.
I believe that I still gotta get up in the morning early, so.
Yeah, you always gotta get up all early on freaking.
You suck.
All days you gotta get up early on Wednesday.
I don't make the schedule, man.
Oh, you need to find a new job.
Well, I'm working on it.
That lifeguard and stuff's getting old.
Not a lifeguard.
He was a lifeguard at one point, and I gave him shit over it for 10 years.
About 4 years ago, I was once a lifeguard. I watched old ladies and old men swim at 5 o'clock in the morning, lap swims.
Now you just train old people at the gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have multiple age groups.
Mostly old people.
Yeah, a lot of elderly. Well, ain't nothing. What's funny about that, Stephen?
I'm not laughing. You laughed.
You're the one laughing.
I did not laugh.
Okay, well, I'm about signing out.
Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah. I need that check back. Ronnie said I need to keep that check in my pocket, man. That's my good luck check. So,
cash that in.
Yeah, this is my 50-cent 1987 good luck check that
hasn't been sitting there since 1987. Like somebody dropped that.
Yeah, I fell out of one of the Crash Roma cars or something probably the week before.
Yeah.
And I ended up with it. So it's really cool. That's my good luck charm. So hopefully it rubs off on everybody here. I'm gonna try to. I guess not. They just stamped them. I don't know how that works, but. Easy on the old people talk. You never know how old your listeners are. Well,
old to me is like my dad's 60, so old to me is like 80s, I guess.
I mean that's pretty old.
Yeah.
If you want to say, how about just experience?
Okay,
We'll call
I
it
ain't trying
experience.
to talk about old. I don't want this. This is what made me think of it, but I'm not like saying it's old, and that's why I segued into this super quick before we get done. How about Kyle Petty having a son? We have a new Petty, and it's a boy.
20 years. 20 years from now.
Look out.
Yeah, look out. Darrell Wallace Jr.
Yeah.
Here comes your ride. Nah, he that's
good for him.
That's cool, man.
It's gonna be
his shit still works.
On that note, you need to end on that note.
That's a cool deal.
What I was getting at is there's going to be another Petty come through NASCAR, which is going to be really cool to see. So,
and he's 57 years old. That is insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
He never had a Viagra sponsor or anything like that.
Good for him, man.
I mean,
Yeah, Mark
not only
Martin
does
did.
he not have a problem with that, he also doesn't have a problem producing. So, wow.
Good for him. All around, good for
He
him.
has been doing a lot of testing.
Whatever he's doing,
Just doing it right.
So,
we're
anyway.
going to end on that note.
So, any of you old folks in here, call Kyle Petty for information. Other than that, 1-800 Kyle Petty.
Richard Petty driving
Other than
experience.
that, yeah, go to the Richard Petty driving experience, whatever. But aside from all that, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. We've had a good time. Luckily got a few people in here. I believe Seth knocked the camera cord out, so we're frozen right now, but it's all good.
Oh, my God, Seth. Way to go.
That's okay. Yeah, you're right.
That's true.
Okay, we're back now, but anyway, we will we'll be back next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock.
Regular deal. We got to have to find a guest.
Yeah, we'll have a guest on next Tuesday, so we will be back to this soon. But it's been fun. Thanks everybody for coming. Justin, Seth, Stefan.
Thanks for coming.
Everybody that tuned in online and not in person.
Yeah.
But if you want to join in person, we'd love to have you.
Gotta get
If you're not a
Corliss on
special
here.
guest, then you could by all means come and be a part of the next Deep Hour whenever we choose to do it. We will definitely announce that. But thank you all for tuning in, and I guess I'll let Dylan sign us off. Thank our sponsors.
Yeah, we gotta get the dads as guests. I agree with that, Lenny. We'll do that very soon. Have a Dash Racing episode or something like that. So, anyway, thanks Carolina SimWorks, Fox Tactical, Dexter's Detailing, Blondie's Restaurant, One Designs Wraps, and Carolina Custom Golf Carts. We appreciate all the support, and we're gonna go hang out for a little while longer, talk a little more racing, and hope you guys do the same. Remember to live every day like it's Saturday, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.